Hello everyone, we are back with the update from the Saturday in the Argentina MotoGP race. My name is Peter Bom and this is exclusively for Australian motorcycle news. Saturday, busy day in MotoGP. Argentina, beautiful track. What happened today? We had the free practice, then we had qualifying 2, then we had qualifying 1, and or 1 and then 2, and then we had a sprint race. Now, let's immediately skip everything and go to the sprint race, because the sprint race, you know, that's the first time that we're really racing, and that's when all the cards have to be on the table and you know where everybody is. So yeah, beautiful track, but not a very exciting race. There were some battles, there was some overtaking, but I would love to have seen a little bit more. But in the end, the tension is just a little bit under the surface, because there was quite a lot of tension. Obviously Marc Marquez was winning, because Friday he was almost dominant. Today he was definitely dominant in qualifying sessions. On pole, started the race, never looked back. His brother Alex Marquez becomes quite a big surprise, because it's not just the first race, this is the second race in a row where in every session he's fully with there. He finished second in the race. I assume you all have seen the race. He never put any pressure on his brother. He wasn't able to do it. He was just happy to be in second and just looking over his shoulder and make sure Pecco wasn't coming. And yeah, Pecco Bagnaia third. It's easy to say he's the loser of the day, because he never even could make a fight to the Marquez brothers. But if this is your difficult track and you get away with a third place starting from the second row, I think he's realistically enough to know, okay, damage salvation, that's it for today. He will sign now, if he can, to have another third place tomorrow in the main race, which is a lot longer. And then later we will go to tracks, not the next one in America. That's another difficult one, because Marquez will definitely be ruled there normally. So Pecco has his eyes on the main prize in the championship, and there is tracks where you better don't try to fight too hard Marc Marquez, because that's going to hurt you. But having Alex Marquez 2 races in a row that far up the front is an eye-opener. I didn't expect Alex to be that good. He keeps on growing. He was never a huge talent in my opinion, but he keeps on growing, and he makes Pecco Bagnaia looks a little bit silly at the moment. They're finishing third. The real shocker, which is Zarco, qualifying on the front row in P3, finishing fourth in the sprint race on a Honda. That's unbelievably good. So looking at the results, it's not just Zarco. Honda has made definitely a huge step forward. The Sepang test, they were already okay, quiet, see some improvements. Buriram test, more improvements. Buriram race, wow, Honda made some steps. And from the first session on, like yesterday on, Zarco best Honda, and he was all the time there. So Honda have made steps. And then you need a warrior like Zarco that just never gives up, very experienced, but not too old yet to say, I don't trust the front anymore, you know, pushes it on the line every lap. And the good thing for Honda, same goes for Yamaha by the way, which also have a French warrior with Fabio Quartararo. These two riders, Zarco and Fabio, have something really important for the manufacturer they're riding for. No matter how grim the situation is, when they line up, they give everything. And that means if you put an improvement in your bike, you don't need to wait for the rider to refine his confidence and do it. They just immediately go to the limit of the tires and the bike, and so that's really good for Honda. Honda has Zarco a guy like that. Yamaha has Fabio Quartararo for that. But Yamaha and Quartararo are in a whole other position at the moment. Honda is very happy with Zarco, because in P4, in eyesight of the top 3 guys, good. He had a really good pace. He had a shit start, otherwise he could have finished third even. So Zarco was really good. Fabio Giannantonio finishing 5th, just good, nothing special. Marco Bezzecchi finishing 6th. I have to choose my words carefully. Marco is a good racer, but also nothing more than just a good racer. He's not one of the special guys. So if he puts the Aprilia there, and the last week in Buriram, Ayagura put the Aprilia there, where he wasn't supposed to be, means more than anything, the Aprilia is very good. So there is some Spanish rider now on the couch at home, injured, Jorge Martin I'm speaking about, who will be so regretting being the first half hour in the Sepang test so impatiently that he crashed 2 times and then hurt himself, because he sees every session the Aprilia is unbelievably good. I tell you what, is Marco Bezzecchi is finishing 6th on this bike, then Jorge Martin would have been today bringing the fight to the Marquez brothers with the same bike. That's where the Aprilia really is. So good for Marco, he's a good rider, but it says more about Aprilia where he is at the moment. Franco Morbidelli in 7 is just normal, nothing special. I mean, it's the same Ducati as Alex Marquez had, so actually it's not that good what he's doing. Then Joan Mir on the second Honda in P8, just underlining how good the Honda is, at least this weekend, how big steps they made. And it's interesting, the progress that Honda made. In the Sepang test we saw Honda and Yamaha, both of them looked like they made real steps, big steps, but so far now in 2 GPs, Yamaha couldn't deliver it, probably because these tracks and tires are a little bit weird and the Yamaha is still not an overall user-friendly bike, but the Honda really has made a good step, and it shows with Joan Mir in P8 and still within 8 seconds of the winner. That's quite good. Now we come to the drama teams. Pedro Acosta finishing 9. Now that's a drama, because if you watched the race, you saw that Pedro Acosta was in the beginning of the race, even in P4 or P5, I think. Really aggressive, good start. KTMs are beautiful at the start, all of them. Acosta is getting his start better and better. So if you, after 2 or 3 laps, are in P4, but you finish in P9 on 11 seconds, then the bike is just not good enough. That KTM has made very little progress since last year. And not making progress in current MotoGP means going backwards, because Acosta is a super talent rider. I love how he sits the bike. I love how much confidence and speed of reflexes he throws the bike left and right, but the bike isn't just up to there. So sometimes the bike is not really good, but once you are more or less lucky with the start, you start in the front, you can do a good result. Well, not the case. Acosta was really good in the start, so he was in the front and he could not do anything. And the same is for Fabio Quartararo in P10. He was also in P4 and P5 in the first 2 laps. So he had an amazing good start with the Yamaha. So he is there, then all you need to do is follow and stay there, but he couldn't. He dropped like a stone through the field. So Acosta and Quartararo were 4 and 5 after 1 or 2 laps. They finished 9 and 10 without any real problems, just having no speed at all. So that is a problem. That's where the Yamaha is actually, because Fabio Quartararo finished 10 coming from the front, but 11 is Jack Miller, 12 is Alex Rins, so that's where the Yamaha at the moment belongs, which is a bit sorry to see. They're working hard, they do everything correct, they will come, they need to come, but not at the moment. Yeah, further down the field, what can I say, Ayagura in P15. Once you're not in Q2, everything becomes harder, and it's good. He finished on 18 seconds in the sprint race on an Aprilia, which is a good bike. So it's good because he's a rookie, but it's not exceptional. And last week, everybody was raving about Ayagura, but all he did nothing wrong, which is already very, very good for a rookie on a very, very good motorbike, the Aprilia. Now he's in a different situation, and this is his true color at the moment. Aprilia is a good bike, but Ayagura, although world champion Moto2 last year, it's a huge step to MotoGP. He needs more or less half a year to show his real colors. And yeah, that's it for the moment. That's what we saw in the sprint race. And like I said, there are races with more overtaking options. This track actually allows for a lot more overtaking. Tomorrow we have the long race, double the distance. I think most of the people will not go again for the soft rear tire. They will choose the medium, which gives another race because that has another moment where it drops and so on. Like I said, there is plenty of overtaking opportunity. The track is definitely not a problem. So I look forward to the real race tomorrow. But normally Marquez is going to win it. And I mean, if you want to see fights for the win every second lap, you need to watch Moto3 because that's chaos and the jungle all over. But MotoGP, we're lucky every now and then with fights, but the level of the bikes, especially the influence of the aero and the ride-eye devices, makes it less logic that we have lots of fights. So, but tomorrow can be completely different. I enjoy it still because there's a lot of tension, like I said, under the surface, and it's so interesting to see Honda really delivering with Zarco. And maybe Yamaha finds something overnight, maybe KTM finds something. They need to find a lot overnight. Maybe Mark makes a mistake, maybe it's gonna rain tomorrow. You always have to watch Sunday, you need to line up. you need to line up anyway also for Moto3 because we have Joe Kelso in P8, and in Moto3 everything can and will happen. Let's see, maybe he finished the race this time, would be nice, because he was in the leading group, in the top 8 group last year race when he crashed out. I don't think it was his mistake. We also have to watch Moto2, where we have Senna Aegis, P4, including a long lap in the last race in Buriram. Well, he's in another place now. This is a completely different track, and he struggles. I don't think he was on this track before, and it's not very easy. So he's qualified himself in P22. Like I said, that's the number 4 from 2 weeks ago. That's Moto2 for you, because he's on P22, but it doesn't mean he's 3 seconds off the pace. Maybe they find something tomorrow. Maybe he finds some spirit, but he's having a very hard weekend. Nonetheless, we have to watch Moto2. You always have to watch Moto2. So that's it. It's Saturday night in Holland, and I'm taking a beer, waiting for the race for tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the race.